How do I deal with a toxic mother-in-law? Every situation is different. The toxicity here that's being referred to would need to be taken into consideration by someone that's arbitrating the situation. Generally speaking, the Sharia puts into place protections, right, by enshrining the rights of each person in the family, very specific rights, right? So the parents, each person has to honor their own parents, and then honoring the spouse, and all of these other factors come into play. They often come into play because of the violations of those things that were meant to solve that in the first place. So, space is something that's very important, right? So a woman having a right to her own space. There are rights and huquq that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala assigned within the marriage that cannot be trampled by anyone else, as we've spoken about in a different question. So what do you do in these situations? Number one, try to follow the prescriptions of the Sharia in regards to navigating that. Number two, try to maintain courtesy always. You don't have to pick unnecessary fights and pick your battles wisely, choose your battles wisely. However, it's always better to solve these things, or to try to have that conversation, to try to find that place of peace before things completely blow up. And a lot of times, unfortunately, something horrible happens. A person takes a lot of abuse, a lot of verbal, emotional abuse, and then they wait, and then it blows up entirely. And then at that point, you try to figure it all out, and it's often very difficult in that situation. And so the best thing to do is, when you start to feel things going in that direction, you try your best to seek counseling, or, and counseling doesn't necessarily mean in the professional sense right away, but some sort of counsel, in a way that would help the situation, inshallah ta'ala. Even using it maybe as an opportunity to have a direct conversation, in privacy, in a way that would hopefully not exasperate the situation. These are very specific situations that require wisdom, wise counsel, and a lot of istikhara. And at no point, however, should a person tolerate beyond just the way that naturally we're going to clash in our personalities, and we're going to find things within our personalities that don't always align, and people can get very territorial and things of that sort. Beyond those things that are normal and expected, a person should try to mitigate them at the start, inshallah ta'ala, so that they do not become exasperated and lead to a more detrimental situation. Subscribe to this channel, share this video, and click on the bell icon so that you can be notified with every new video at Faith IQ. Jazakumullahu khairan. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.